Good evening, good afternoon. Got to get my jacket going here. Trying to get motivated and had some stuff. I figure, hey, we go start talking. And I got this microphone. Go check the previous episode out if you want to know what it is and all that fun jazz. So I'm getting ready to go for a hike. Gonna talk while I'm driving. We're gonna do a lot of talking. People like to hear talking. People like to hear complaints in particular. So I'm gonna try and complain about some stuff along the way too. And get this party moving. So anyway, we are going to jump on here. You'll notice the photo there for the... how many other people are just bullshitting about nothing? I'm just bullshitting about nothing. How many other people are bullshitting about nothing on their podcast? Alright, just taking a little survey. What else do I got to do, man? I think I misplaced something here. Did I misplace the misplace? Sometimes you misplace stuff. You're looking around, you're like, hey, where did that go? Is this what I was looking for? Ah, shit. What? Oh, no, that was the right spot. In fact. Alright, so don't want to go too crazy here. Let's go ahead and get ready, and we're going to go for a hike. We're going to talk about some motivational stuff on a drive. I may have too heavy of a jacket today. I may have to deal with that. It's too hot kind of thing. I've got, the underlayer thermal kind of gear going on right now as well. So once I get moving, I'm up, and let's go ahead and get breathing a little bit. Let's go ahead and get ourselves motivated. We have some water. You got some kind of water to take with you. A jug of water. What kind of water you drinking today? All right, I think I got everything I need. Just double check, ensure, get all your items in place, get comfortable, and most importantly, get moving. Always be moving, always be pushing forward. What do I got here anyway, do you think? All right, make sure you got all your stuff before you go. Plan, prepare. And the same thing, you're doing a trade, getting ready to throw down some money on a trade or something. I'm sure you want it to be a decent trade, right? Do you want that to be a decent trade? What am I looking for right now? All right. Try to keep everything easily accessible. Anything that I need, want to be out. So this microphone got turned around on me. Try and turn it back around again. It's under my chin. It's the chinny chin microphone. The little blue light. I'm not sure if it needs to be charged. It's a whole episode just on podcasting microphones, specifically Bluetooth. We're going to have a separate show just on microphones. I need some help. People. This is unpaid. You will learn a great deal. You can learn from many different places. ES Dominators coming up this weekend. Don't forget, mark your calendars. This weekend, ES Dominator. I think he's going to give us a little sneak peek right now. Come on, ES Dominator, come on. ES Dominator. Not quite awake yet. My time is not ready yet. We got some time off. Going to relax. Mellow out. Next week is excitement and fun. My buddy here on Technotwerps will be doing the analysis. I might swing one this weekend, but it doesn't get fun till the market opens again. We're going to track down when that market opens, and we're going to get in there and have some fun. Yes, Dominator. Well, you heard it there. So, yes, Dominator. Sounds like he sort of ran down from the week. Made that we combination worked together and found you those targets going into the unemployment numbers there at 8:30 a.m. I believe that was on Thursday morning for the unemployment payrolls and all this crap. And we hit the top level, hit the bottom level by a matter of a few points. And we're getting ready to go right now. In fact, by hit it, I mean... All right, let's go ahead and... Am I still live here? What am I even in? Okay, let's go ahead and go back in here. We're going to try and get this going. I appreciate you if you're listening. And if you're not, I'm going to go ahead and post the link. All right, so we got that posted now on Twitter. Got the link. It's the Talkathon drive and hike until battery goes to nothing. It says tune in for a Talkathon hike and talk and drive and more. It's going to be much more coming to you today. A lot of content and information we're going to cover. We got to do other stuff. Can't always just have the luxury of sitting down and just planning it all out, having that time, having comfort, taking it easy, breathing. I mean, nobody can. How often do you have time to do that? No matter who you are, do you actually have time to do that? And I'm going to say for the great majority of everybody out there, the answer, well, mostly unequivocally, be no, you don't. So let's see if I can find one more little jacket. We're going to try and get away from wearing a heavy-duty jacket. It is 36 degrees here today. And we are, 30-something. We are trying to get a couple jackets where we can just triple jacket it. Thin jacket, stay in style. And we're having to wear the mega jacket. And I think I'm going to try it. We shall find out if we shall succeed in this quest. So get this other layer. Now I've got like 4 layers on. And let's go ahead and get the top hat on and dance a jig. I've got a couple of different things here. We're getting ready to go for this hike. We got to get a move on. It's going to get dark before too long. We got shit to talk about. We got shit to do. And we got a talkathon to fill it in. Am I going to be talking the entire time? Well, until I get tired, then I'm going to turn it off and I'll come back. But as of right now, this is officially a talkathon. It is on. Let's go ahead and make sure you got the keys. You got your keys. You got your keys. Where's your keys at? How many times you do that? You're like, where's my keys at, son? So what's going on here? Anyways. I don't even remember putting these in here. Some kind of, what is that? Stuff that's in my bag that doesn't need to be there. Why is it even here? I don't know. I must have had a reason at some point in time to put this extra stuff in here. I don't really exactly know why. All right. Gosh, there we go. So I saved a little bit of area, space. We got to find the keys again. They're going to be ready to go. We had the keys just a little while ago. Do we still have them? Are they still in your pocket? Have you, in fact, lost your keys? Again, for the 100th time today. Well, stay tuned. That's an entirely separate episode. Let's talk about smart keys and all this kind of jazz. Okay, I think we got everything. Just make sure one last thing is in check, And then we are heading out the door, and I think you're going to have a lot of fun with us today. By us, I mean me. Us as in Technotwerps. It's going to be a long day today. But we're going to have fun regardless. It's already been a long day, so what am I talking about? So let's go ahead and get the final wrap up. Get your stuff, make sure everything's packed before you put your foot on the pedal, and then get out the door in your vehicle, and make sure that you're always doing your due diligence. People like to use that word due diligence a lot, right? Due diligence. We're going to look that term up later. I've got not quite ready here, but we're leaving anyway because we got to leave. Like right now, we got no additional time. We're pushing it here to the max in terms of daylight. And I'm just doing a walk today. So let's go ahead and get your wallet, get your stuff moving, get your stuff pushing, push yourself. Let's make this, let's get out the door, let's improve, let's love life, and let's go ahead and make some changes and get moving here today. See if we can push through today without having where did my other thing go? We've also got this, and we're going to try and make it. I may have another backup jacket in the car. I always have a backup jacket. I didn't want to get too hot. I'm already wrapped in layers right now. Whew, Talkathon round 1. It's the first live Talkathon. But we're going to do these every so often, maybe every week, maybe every afternoon after we do the oatmeal. We talk about our oatmeal. And make sure you got all your shit again. Put all your stuff in your pockets. Okay, is everything where you think it's going to be? All right, so let's move it. And let's get pushing here. We got just a little bit of time to do quite a bit of things today. And we're going to get ahead and get this moving. As of now, go ahead and get your jacket zipped up. Put your left foot in, put your left foot out, put your right foot in. You shake it all about. Now, I'm starting to wonder if I've got the best jacket on right now, but I do have a additional one if the situation requires it. We may have to cut this walk a little short today, but we're definitely getting in and moving. Where did my phone go? It's in my pocket. Make sure you always keep track of your crap when you're out, especially if you're going anywhere where you're going to hike that isn't just in a easy to locate location or whatever I'm talking about there. You know what I'm saying. All right, let's go ahead and get this charged up. It's a little after 4. We seriously got to get moving now. We have no time to waste. Let's get pushing. Push it out. Come on. All right, let's get it moving. Got some daylight. We got some time to talk about some things. We got the air blowing. Right now, we're going to drop that down so you can actually hear. I believe that I'm still broadcasting as I was a while ago. Let's go ahead and just take a look at it, make sure that signal's coming through. Looks like we're loud and clear. We connected via Bluetooth microphone. We got both hands on the wheel. Say it, you know what I was getting ready to say. If it's not, then go ahead and fill in the blank. Edit that episode and drop it right in there. I'll go back and edit the whole darn thing. Okay, so the difference, you're like, right off the bat here, we got an intro episode. We were talking a lot on that intro episode. We did a few short fillers. Just take a look at the content. I mean, each one's going to be different. Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. We're going to be broadcasting live directly to the Twitter spaces. That'll stay up there on Technotwerps page. And then you're also going to have a live broadcast as well. Not sure what that was, if that was a cat or a bird. I just drove by. Either way, it was a mighty large animal, and it was perched on the side of the road on one of those railing type of things, the concrete sort of curved end cap type of deals. So, and where I'm going with that, I'm driving, you just gotta expect some road noise. By road noise, that means me talking about what's happening while I'm driving, as I'm not always talking while I'm driving, but I could if I wanted to. Again, both hands on the wheel. No devices are touching my lips or ear right now. Totally wireless. This is a wireless transmission via Bluetooth in accordance with all protocols aforementioned. And we got a little thing happening here. Most likely I'm going to have to do a little fix or something once we get to where we're going. And that's perfectly okay. We can do a fix if we need to. Always something in life needs fix. This is intense. You like intensity? This is the episode for you on the Talkathons. I'm trying to get as much information out there as possible in a small amount of time. Most likely I'll cover some of these topics again in more detail later. This is totally stream of consciousness, and we're just no editing, no nothing. No beforehand thought, nothing, no preconceived. Sometimes I'll think of something I want to talk about. Like when you're on the Twitter thing, which I'm not doing that. I don't know if I can have multiple streams, one going to Twitter, one going to the podcast simultaneously on iPhone at exactly the same time. I'm not sure if that can happen or not. So, but I've got other options and solutions, and I'm looking at having a dual broadcast maybe set up with one on an iPhone and then the other one on an iPad. 2 separate microphones, 2 things, maybe 3. I don't know. I can just tell you that let's go ahead and get everything set up. Let's get pushing forward. Let's get our head in the game. Let's get your calendars loaded. Let's go ahead and get the contacts organized. Let's go ahead and have a plan of action for whatever you're going to be doing this year in your business, in your life, whatever the case. You get some of that motivation crap thrown in here. Later on, I'll be talking about software. I'm going to have some complaints mixed in here just a little bit later. Some stories of victories and stories of success. Stories and delusions of grandeur are always rampant when we're talking about money and money-related items. Hence, I'm going to tell you right now that I did not win the $1.35 billion on the the Mega Millions drawing. I believe I read earlier that someone in Maine got the money. Enjoy it, buddy. Now, if you want to give me some of that money, I don't know who you are. I'm not going to be cold calling you or anything asking for any money. Now, you put yourself out there and you're talking and, chit-chatting. Of course, I'll be like, hey, why not throw me $100,000 over here? I'll double that shit and pay you back at another time. Give me $10 million. I'll double it for you on Bitcoin, playing coins, cryptos, and Forex. Sorry. If you're not familiar with crypto, Bitcoins, Forex, binary options, certificates for, I forget what they're called. They don't trade here in the United States. There's CFDs, some contracts for something. I don't really remember. Anyways, those are some of the instruments that are most, and penny stocks always, but those are the instruments in the areas of the financial market where a lot of scam, or a majority of the scam, has been over the last quite a few years. When the crypto craze started, the scammers went into overdrive, and there's not been any kind of filters any way. I don't see how they do it and get around things like the name, the registrations, the two-way authentications, this, that. Maybe we can have an expert on here come in here and see how these scammers and these bots get into these technology, specifically social media companies, into their system, have multiple bots and all this stuff running and creating accounts and deleting accounts and faking stuff. I mean, at the end result, I guess they have somebody sitting there with a computer and feeding out bull crap and propaganda. We're going to cover scams. We're going to cover scams. It doesn't matter what kind of scam it out. If there's somebody trying to scam money somewhere, I'm not going to go into individuals and say like, that Bobby Sue said he was going to give me that money back next week when he got paid. You know what? I went over to his house that afternoon. Actually, I gave him a day that weekend. There's a sign on his door right there that said he's gone for the next 2 months. So he's out of town. Said, I saw on his Facebook, and he just went and bought a new car. I've tried calling him, and he ain't been home in 6 dang weeks. Nobody's seen him. Seen her, Bobby Sue, whatever. Whoever, whatever. Just saying, whatever name, fill in the blank. All right, had to do something. Somebody was blinking coming the other direction. Their lights. I mean, they were flat, and it's still daylight, mind you. They were flashing. I'm like looking around, like, what's going on? What's happening? What are they trying to tell me? What kind of message are they trying to send me? And then there was a dog walking on my side of the road, not towards, but going with the direction that I'm going right now. And I saw a dog there, so I quickly realized that probably that's what was happening. Went around it, and it's still going on along its way. So maybe they helped there. Maybe they sort of startled me, but figured out the mystery to that puzzle. So life is about figuring out puzzles and using math to break down the code. To break down, I'm going to use that word like 9 times in a row right now. There's just no way around it. I don't know of any other word to use. I'm just going to keep talking like this and skating around the topic that I was just talking about until I think of another word to fill in. Maybe I'll just forget the other word and have a quick breakdown of what I was talking about before that. I got you, didn't I? Yeah, I'm not sure where I left off there, but was it the Bobby Sue thing? I think I went somewhere else with that. Still driving here, talking about the dog. So right before that, we were talking about the Bobby Sue. Got around it, still happily along its way. Life is about figuring out puzzles. Let's come back to the puzzle thing a little bit later and finish up the Bobby Sue. So you loan Bobby Sue, or Bill, or Tom, or Joe, or Sam, or whoever, some money. They're supposed to pay you back. They didn't. They skipped town. You haven't heard from them. You can't contact them. They were so nice when they needed that money. Oh, so nice. You were their best friend when they needed that money. You were their best friend. What doesn't, today's scams, it isn't about Bobby Sue or your friend or family. That still can come into play. Scamming you. It's everybody online trying to scam you out of money. Everywhere it's a scam. You know, you're on a social media site. Well, somebody has this happen, or some woman messages you that shouldn't be messaging you. You like a model, model pictures and all this stuff. She's like, "Oh, I like you so much. I love you. Send me some Steam cards. Send me a Steam card. We'll get together and send me a Steam card." Well, no, I live near you. Where do you live? Oh, yeah, that's where I live too. It's pathetic. Come on. The scams, the scammers. Let's make fun of them There's money to be made in legal scams, but you don't want to be scamming people out of money. Legal scams means you investigate something, somebody's making a trade, you see where the big money's piling in, you see that volume picking up, your charts are coming active, your indicators, you're getting some clues, you're jumping in, it's part of the scam, you're just following along. You're not the ringleader of that scam. You just got to recognize when things are scam, know when to call it a scam, and know when to profit on a scam. Don't be scammed. Was that a Who song? It was like, don't be scammed again. Or is that don't be fooled again? So, starting to get a little winded. We're almost to our spot here at 4. You may have some brief moments of silence when I get here. In fact, just for the simple reason that I'm not really sure where I'm going to be walking today. Maybe we'll do a modified walk. Most likely we'll do some kind of a modified walk of some sort and see how far we can get. Maybe I've got maps still on this one as well. If you're out taking hikes and walking, I recommend some applications. That's a whole new thing, whole episode. A whole episode of stuff we're going to be talking about, and that is specifically going to be on episodes of, and somebody just sitting here right in the middle of the road, and they were sitting there in their car. They would not go until I approached going the opposite direction, and then they started accelerating and pushing along. So this is again a talkathon. I hope you like to hear lots of talking, lots of chatter. We're getting ready to get to the hiking spot. We're going to be walking here. Like I said, it's a brisk 30-something degrees, mid-30s today, and I think you're going to enjoy the walk as much as me. Let's go ahead and get to our parking spot. Let's jump out here and get started on today's hike. Got to keep that blood flowing. All right, let's go ahead and jump right out here. Got to keep the blood flowing. Not sure how much battery I got left. They call it the battery. I'm going to talk about why you should learn how to use Google or any search engine, but at least one would be nice if you'd learn how to use one. How to impress, the title of this is How to Impress Your Friends and Family by Learning How to Use Google. And you think you can do that? Do we think we can impress our friends and family by learning how to use Google? Walk, we're going to talk. Remember when I worked at this spot, we'd want to talk or something, we'd say walk and talk. I'll be listening to this episode again sometime and see what kind of progress has been made getting this talkathon. Having to do a little something here. As you can see here, there's something going on right there. So let's go ahead and get the show on the road, get the jacket zipped up. We got some warm clothes on. Do whatever you need to do. Get your bag, get your other bag, get suited up here. You need to get a little warmer. Go ahead and get a little warmer. Button your jacket. Might be a little too cold for this. I should have wore the big jacket. And just one of those last minute things there anyway. So hopefully you can still hear me on the microphone okay. I'm going to go ahead and get the backpack. And the reason I wear the backpack, other than putting stuff in it, you always want to keep your weight going. Now, you always want to keep a little weight so when you get used to not walking without it, it may really throw you off and you'll be extremely tired when you do go for a longer hike with your gear. So always keep some gear, some water, what have you. Let's go ahead and get the full thing. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to hear me once I put the full setup on here, but we're going to make the best of this. This is still a talkathon. Can you still hear me? Can you still hear me? Okay. So, anyway, we're doing okay right now. We got all the gear. We got our waters. We got all the supplies. Now, where's our phone at? And the phone is in this other pocket. Go ahead and get moving. I'm sure we're still recording, by the way, as well. So I believe we are still recording. I'm not sure the length of these, if these can be only 45 minutes. So if I cut off at the 45-minute mark, we're going to have to make episode 2 of Talkathon. May not all get posted here on Twitter, but you will have a chance to go in and get that information from the website there. I'll be linking up in... let's get the hoods on. You got a hood, put a hood on. It's got to get laced up. Put your hood on. All right. I'm not sure if you can still hear me. Where's the microphone at now, by the way? You should be able to, okay? You should be able to still hear me. I'm sort of screwed up. Still code, I'm not going to lie. It's still a good day. Let's see where we're at on the mileage. And we got to get pushing. We got to get pushing. It says I've got 148 minutes left, so I think we got enough time to finish this talkathon very efficiently and effectively in short order. I'm going to go ahead and see where I'm at today on the mileageometer. We don't have much in today, surprisingly. It's 4:20 right now, and we've got 1 mile. So, let's just get a little brisk walk in. Not sure if you can hear me through here or not, but I should be able to. It's going to sound a little different, a little muffled. I'm not sure how it's going to play out right now, to be honest with you. All right, there we go. I think I got one more hood, in fact. Double hooding it today, so it's sort of cool. Hands are cool. Got the gear in the legs and all this kind of stuff going on. So let's go ahead and make a push and do a little something different. Everything looks different when the leaves are fell. When you're out hiking, you hike in the summer and the fall, and now you're out in the winter sort of time, and you see things. Everything's different, right? I think the microphone should still be picking me up. I know you're getting tired of hearing that, but this is a talkathon, so I'm not sure who's interested in talkathons. If you're not interested in that kind of thing, you can move right along to the next episode. And we're going to slow down, breathe a little bit. Between walking fast and talking fast and being code, it's starting to become a little tricky. I'm going to go on this one trail, different option, and not going to use any maps. It's not a mapped out trail, but we're going to jump in here anyways and see what's going on. Get some movement. Maybe we get a few miles in. That should be another 20, 40. This is going to be a rather long episode, to be honest with you. You can listen to this when you're on your way to the gym, while you're working out. You're like, I want to hear that Technotwerps. He's out jogging or walking in the cold talking about damn near nothing. He's like, I can't quit listening to it. Listen to it all the time. Talking about nothing. Talkathons, I swear. Just talks that damn lips move. Man, this air's getting a little cool. And the location I'm getting ready to walk to, the temperature's probably going to drop. I don't know how far we're going to walk today, to be honest with you. Maybe we'll just do straight road walking today. Just straight right here on the concrete. It's okay. Yeah, maybe I should have wore the bigger jacket. Come to think about it. Just want to be sort of thin and streamlined and have several layers and go that route. The multi-layer route doesn't always work. I mean, massive layers. I'm talking about 3-4 layers. Sometimes it's just hit or miss. Today I'm going to go on my normal walk. This isn't a normal, it's one of my favorite walks. And we're going to save the other one for another day. It's just going to be, I don't think I'm going to do it today. It's going to be like an extra 3 or 4 miles. And it's a little too cold over there. So I think we'll be doing good to get down and back on this and talk until I get home. We'll see. I'd like to get some new outdoor gear, by the way. So, just some thermals, some nice hiking boots, and upgraded packs, and stuff like this. So, I'm not going to always be talking when I'm out walking. In fact, this is not going to be a common theme. It's maybe some short ones. Mostly I'll be trying to do it in the morning or the evenings. Just want to let you know we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff. Screencasts. We'll live do screencasts and let you comment if you want. I'm not sure how many people are interested about talking about software and all this different technology and music gear, everything, food, eating healthy living. One person's healthy as another person's eating like crap. So it's hard to really define. What do you say healthy? I mean, healthier than something else. Truly healthy, truly restorative to your body. Is that what you're saying? I don't know. I'm ready to get back and eat though. Had some great food while ago before I got out on the trail, so that helped a lot. I think I'm just going to keep moving. I'm not going to sit down or anything. I'm not going to this isn't a real long walk as it is, but it does get your legs and makes you feel good. Makes you feel good to get stretched out. So it's not going to be a super long episode. But I'm really liking this microphone. Hope this episode turns out good and the quality and the internet connectivity doesn't go out. Whew. As I am piping it all in via Bluetooth, clipped to my jacket. Got the phone dock in your pocket, whatever the case. So it's sort of cool. I'm digging it. It's not really a tremendous amount of higher end microphones. You get your microphone headphone deals. Everybody's got those earbuds and this and that and the headphones with the microphone. But the microphone, it's never really been a primary focus of the Bluetooth market. There's some Bluetooth microphones. The one I'm using now, but I'm saying there's a whole wide gamut of stuff that's not really, maybe there's not a need for it. You can plug it in. I don't guess you need a Bluetooth professional studio mic. You can get adapters and, you can do different things, but it seems like there's some limited products in that whole higher quality podcasting Bluetooth. If you want a nice, I don't know, I've got a few ideas. to be honest with you. So I've got a few ideas. Maybe I've already built the products and I've shipped them to China for production. And I'm just doing a long speech here, trying to get you warmed up, to get comfortable to buy my new Bluetooth item that I'm going to be bringing out this, not this spring, but maybe the following spring. Already being produced as we speak and packed in custom wrapping. Technotwerps across the front. Alright, let's go ahead and hit these trails. We've got a few push-offs here. I know where they go, but I'm just going to follow it down. Get a little dead end here on the first one. And then we're going to come back and go back the other route. But I'm telling you what, I love this. Love being out. Get moving, start warming up. Could have sat at home and done nothing, watched this, watched that. You got to be ready to exercise and get your heart rate up and not be afraid of the weather. You got to acclimate yourself to the changes in the weather as well. So I don't think this particular one I'm on now goes down too much further, but it's still good to build up the legs. Sometimes when you get into hiking or any kind of, somebody mudded up here. Looks like somebody muddied it up. That's my terminology, somebody muddied it up. I'm hoping I don't slip on this large wet rock right now. So most likely when I'm out doing hikes and stuff, I won't always tell you I'm doing a hike. And most likely most of them will not be live. I'm just going to be sharing and breathing like, let's talk about something interesting or all inspiring. It's pretty nice. I don't mind this walk today at all. But sometimes you get used to walks, or like this path I went down right now, just pass it up. It's not a long enough path. You know, you've already been down that path before. It's too short. It's not challenging enough. Are you sure you're not missing something? Are you sure you're not missing something? So this is actually a very nice trail. It loops in to the backside of the main trail I was on. So I actually thought that was a different one. And see, I mistook it for a different one. So actually it was cool, little reroutes. We're going to take a 2 or 3 minute breather once we get to our destination. Not going to be here all day, but this is still, I said a talkathon until I get back. I don't actually know why I said that because I'm ready to get off here. Wow. It's fun though. It is very fun. Almost actually to the end of this. We're going back. We're jumping in the car. We're getting out of Dodge. We said we were at a mile a while ago. This isn't going to be anything crazy today. We wish. 10-mile hike. Great. Not happening today. Probably not tomorrow either. Alrighty. I remember going to this spot, I think. This is actually a very fun walk. Very fun. Looks like there's been some kind of fire here recently. I think they do some of the controlled stuff. Let's go ahead and push through this area. Getting a little briar ridden. Actually, I don't remember this before. Maybe I do. Huh, that's odd. I don't actually remember this. So, see, that was interesting. So it looks like they're expanding the road, and I found an expansion route here that I wasn't aware was here. just by going down that one. I mean, I may have found it anyway. I don't know. I think the other one that I go to actually dead ends. So for this to keep going through a lot of this bad area here is sort of cool. A little prickly, but we'll make it through. Wasn't expecting this at all though. So see, I went through that route and I normally wouldn't have went through it because you already know where it's going. You already know all about it. I'm starting to breathe a little bit now. Oh man, this is fun. It's a little code for this. Getting in some uphill. Ooh. Not sure where I am. Whew. Oh man. Whew. Whew. Sorry for the delay. I think I've got comes up to a big drop off right here. Yeah, I'm not going. So close, so close. Oh man. Yeah, I could get through here. It's very thick. The brush is very thick. We're just gonna go ahead and push back the way we came. And just use that little analogy there. You know, when there's a door that you think you know what's behind it, it's not always the case. What you think is there doesn't mean that's what's actually there. So, learn that again. You learn something like that every day. Oh, jeez. So, I'm going to get pushing back and see where this takes us. Gonna get back home and cook some good food. And for tonight on the menu, we got sweet potatoes and butter beans. They're also called lima beans. I'm sure you're well aware of that. Looking down at that little hill I just climbed up, I was having trouble speaking. I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, I can see why. I can see why now I wasn't going back down. It's not that easy. Now I'm looking down here and it's like, wow, that's a pretty nice little steep incline to do. All right, let's get moving here and get on with our day. We got stuff to do. So we pushed through it. We came through an obstacle. Pushed your body a little bit. That's good fun. What the heck is this? I don't know. What is that? Like a balloon? It's like an old balloon. One of those kind that you get for birthdays and shit. Maybe I need a coffee on the way back home. I don't know. Maybe I'll just drink coffee when I get home. Whew. Yeah. We have a first experience on a talkathon today, and Some of you may have already tuned out a long time ago. If you're still here, I thank you for sticking around and give me some of your time to get really tired and out of breath. Whew, this is fun. It's very fun here today. It's very fulfilling. And there's an area right there. Gotta get my binoculars. There's a beautiful area right here. Whew. It's not that long of a hike either, so. Ugh, geez. Sorry for the belching and all this stuff. Whew. Yeah, that was fun. We got a little bit of incline left, but not too much. We've got a little the steepest part of the incline coming right now. Whew. We did get time to breathe there for a little bit though, so we're gonna go on a super hilly location. I don't think I'll be able to talk, but it's only about 1.25 miles. We'll run the elevation numbers by you here at some point. Holy crap. Alright, this is a fun one. Wasn't quite expecting this today, but got some good cardio in, especially if we're going up the hills. Got some leg work in. Still recording on the podcast, although you probably turned it off by now. Got this last incline here, I swear. I think. It's a fun one though. It's very fun. Let's keep pushing this incline. Alright, well, got a little bit further lift than I thought. Oh God. Push this through. Please. I think this is it. Alright, that was a major. We got a little minor incline coming back up. Oh man, stuff always makes you think. For a minute you're sort of frozen. It's like part of your surroundings, whether you want to or not. Alright. Wow, that was a lot of fun. Whew. All right. We're right back to we got one more incline. Oh, geez. Now, some people are like, why don't you walk slower? I like to walk as fast as I can walk. If I walk faster, I would. I'd run. Haven't quite gotten back into jogging, but stuff like this, what I did today, is nothing for those extreme athletes. But you can't gauge yourself based on the top elite athletes in the world. That's what they do. There is nothing else. That is it. Their relaxation time is not doing that. It's not getting out and walking and hiking this. I got one more spot here. Tough decision here. I could take a left and face several more hills, very difficult, or I could go straight. It'd be much easier. Well, I'm going to big hills. Well, we're going to do it part of the way, right? We already went through that. Let's go ahead and challenge ourselves to these next few hills. We're not done yet. Oh, thank goodness I'm done. No, we're not done yet. And this wouldn't even be that big a deal had it been warm. That cold weather. Oh, geez. This is a pretty nice hill we got coming up, so not sure why I feel the need to climb it, but we're going to anyways. Whew. Looks like I had some washing out. You gotta be careful. A lot of mud, crevices, rock formations that are getting ready to erode, and not fun. We're getting to the base here though. Only got one nice push to the top, and we should be done for real this time. Whew, thank you for hanging in there with me. That was tough. There's a lot of, I think my shoe just came untied too. Some people say to double tie your shoestrings, not a degree when you're out mountain biking or whatever. You probably should when you're walking as well, but whew. Okay, here we go. Last little hill. It's actually a pretty good size hill, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm gonna pretend like it's a little hill anyways, so we can get to the top of it. I didn't want to do this one at all. That's why I did it. Let's get pushing. Let's push. Whew, son of a... Alright. I need something here. Alright. Whew. Oh man. I think it's it. Whew. Whew. Holy crap. Alright, thanks for hanging in there with me. We're going to push it through, and we're going to make it back home. And make sure I'm still recording. It may have dropped out. That's what it's all about though. Pushing through something like that. Didn't want to do it. Too tired. Didn't feel like it. Gonna take too much time. Had other things I needed to do. But guess what? I did it anyways. And we should feel better once we get back, relax, get a shower, get settled down a little bit, get some food in, and see where that will take us. Got some more work and podcast to do. May do that later tonight. Oh, sorry for all the snotting and stuff here. Still walking, we're still not quite there. Actually, I think we're about to the end of this route, and then we're back to pavement. Yeah, so we're good now. So what's this all-inspiring genius advice? I don't know. We just walked. We'll think of some shit here in a little bit, and we'll talk about it like it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. So let's get pushing, and not much further to go now, and we're back in the vehicle, and we're on our way. So all right, here we are. Good shots. Whew. Alright, I'm still recording. Whew. Still recording. Alright, so let's keep pushing here. I had to check a message and respond. So it's just part of it. I don't have a team here editing all this shit. It's just going straight out. So feel much better though, I'll tell you that. Starting to set in, starting to get those endorphins back on flat level, modestly inclined pavement here. So I believe everything's still moving. I believe we're still recording, and I'm on my way back to relax and to eat. Probably have some other things I gotta do, but we'll look at that later. Alrighty now. Whew. Alright, so let's keep pushing, and then we'll make a move here in just a little while. So alrighty. Alright, that's just uncalled for. Nobody needs to be belching on live podcasts like that. It's just totally uncalled for. Alright, so now once you do that, you feel that little energetic boost. You start feeling a little slump. You're done, you're sort of walking down, crouching, your stomach's sort of hanging low, your back's arched. You gotta stand back up, push right back up, stand up straight, and keep pushing along. Don't let that slump get to you. Gotta keep pushing along. And if you can't, you can't. But there's always, even if you're just pushing along in your mind, and your body won't follow along, that's okay. It's perfectly okay. Alright, so getting the daylight's coming out. I mean, sun's starting to go down. It's cloudy, overcast. Sun coming through the clouds here. Sort of nice in certain areas. A lot of trees, obviously no leaves, no pines or evergreens right here to look at or to enjoy. We're almost back to the car. I'm going to jump in, we're going to talk. We're going to push this Talkathon to the max. And I guarantee you, if anybody listens to it all the way through, thank you. And why? No, I'm joking. I am totally joking about that. I just feel like I need to always be testing out this gear and talking and looking at stuff and creating and organizing and whatever the case. So we are back to a normal breathing pattern now. Whew, I think so, almost. But there for a few minutes, it's a little tricky going up some of those hills. So we're almost back to where we need to go. Somebody threw out some bunch of junk along the road here. Foam, storage containers, cola bottles. A lot of people do that anyway. They just throw a bunch of crap out. They're leaving your car. What's wrong with leaving your crap in your car or throwing it away in the actual trash can? Why do you gotta throw your crap out all over the damn road? The answer is, I don't know. But I think we're getting where I'm supposed to go. Glitch here in the programming. We're almost ready to get back to the car. Not much longer. Let's keep moving along. Almost there. Promise. endorphins flowing. Keep the stress up a little bit. And eat some food. Take it easy. So again, we're closing in on the finish. Let's see how many miles we did. Probably only did like a mile and a half or something. I don't know. Wasn't anything crazy, but made a big difference. A lot of times when you like to hike a lot of miles, you sort of sneer, at a mile or 2 miles. Yeah. You can do a lot in a mile or two. You can do a tremendous amount, whether you're jogging, whether you're walking fast, you're going up hills, you're really pushing your pace. Maybe you want to time it, maybe you don't. Who cares, right? No reason to time it if you don't want to. So we're about back to the car, just a short distance further, and we're getting out of Dodge. We had a good time, relaxing, got the blood flowing, cool winter air, and mission accomplished. Mission accomplished. Alright, I'm back now. Let's go ahead and see how much, if we did any mileage or anything. I'm not sure. Where are we at? We started off at a mile. We're at 2.4, so it's only like 1.4 miles. Wasn't anything crazy. But we're going to go ahead and get out of here and get moving on the trip and get back home. Let's get the ball rolling here. Let's go ahead and swap out. I got some garb that goes over my head, like boggin or whatever the case. Toboggan. I don't know if I need to go anywhere else tonight, to be honest with you. So most likely scenario for me at this moment is to go back home. Sun's coming back out. Nice time to drive. Nice time to drive. So 1.4 miles can be quite a bit. You can do a lot of stuff in 1.4 miles. As you heard there, lots of heart rate. Got some nice little hills. Kept a pretty solid pace. I mean, sure, 3, 4, 5 miles would have been better, but this is just where I was comfortable at today. And no reason to push yourself too hard when you know it can impact your performance later in the evening and the next day, make you tired and wear you down, and you got to know where to stop. I used to lift a lot years back. For me, heavy weights, it's relative to who the person is, but for me, it was some pretty heavy weights. Years back, and just a lot of effort, a lot of eating, always tired. I drank a lot of coffee, lots of protein, whatever the case. Just, it was a lot of work, and a lot of work that you're not getting paid for, and a lot of tiredness, fatigue, and a lot of the other things that you do. So for me, it really wasn't worth it. When I lift a lot, I got to eat a lot. I love lifting, but maybe we'll try it again. I always like to push, though. I always like to push in that lift, even if it's just like 30 minutes workout routine a couple times a week. It's when you want to push and get very motivated and push through that. I'm saying push like a million times. we'll have a different term next week, next episode on the Talkathon. I think my microphone, everything still seems to be hooked up, so we'll just keep moving along here. You thought I was going to say push, right? All right. Let's see what we got. I've got about 1 billion topics to talk about, but we can only do a few at a time. Think about something to eat when I get home as well. See if there's anything different I can do. Sort of get something a little bit different. Probably want something a little different, but not too different, right? A little different. Okay, we're not too far actually from getting back. We still got a little time. Okay. So what's something good to talk about now? I talked about the Mega Millions winner earlier. I'm getting fatigued right now, so it's not easy to talk. It's not easy to talk from the time you leave your house all the way to the drive, all the way to a 1.5 mile hike or walk there and a drive back without shutting up. I'm the first one to admit that. It was not an easy challenge. Most likely, I don't know how many of these talkathons we're going to do. It's not going to be an all the time thing. And I don't expect a lot of viewership or listeners on these talkathons, but somebody finds something interesting, that's fine. I'm just seeing if I can do it. Show a few things, talk about random stuff. We'll go ahead and throw this topic out though while we're out in the outdoors and enjoying nature. What photography? Now, I'm not pointing out any photographers, anything of this nature. I'm not. That's just my preference. But I'm a preference of minimal editing. You know, there's a lot of editing tools, and you can also tell when things are overly processed. I mean, a little adjustment's okay, right? I don't mind little adjustments, modifications, a color, a balance, your white balance, whatever the terms are, I have forgotten at this point. I still wish you could go back and if somebody would have bought aperture from Apple years back. That's a whole episode right there, is aperture. That we're going to talk about Apple's aperture. We're going to talk about a lot of this Apple software. I may have to get an old computer and see if I can acquire some of this software. Maybe I've still got some, I don't know. Some of this Apple software that's no longer made. I mean, Shake, for instance. I mean, that was like a very expensive software program from Apple. They bought it, dropped the price to $200, did away with it. I mean, integrated that. Well, I don't know. Bought Logic out. I guess, did it used to be called eMagic? I don't know. Well, that's a whole nother episode, is just Logic. Every major software editing, we're going to have a separate episode just for that. Plugins, never going to stop. I mean, we could just talk about plugins all day long. Software, audio, recording plugins. But we're going to definitely do a lot of audio software on here. At Shake, said they got rid of that. Apple came out with Aperture, great software. I never really had a chance to use it like I wanted to due to the working in technology and having to demo and utilize that software in a demo sales setting as far as using for personal usage. Never really had a big chance. It got discontinued. You had people went to Adobe, you had this and that happen. I know a lot of people went to Adobe. There's Nikon, this, that. We're going to have explore some of the photo editing softwares out there and have a few guests on as well to talk about what happened. I'd love to have somebody who used Aperture, somebody's professional, how they migrated, or did they hold out and keep an old computer for a long time to keep using it? Did they have no problems migrating? What kind of software? What software did they go with and why? And has it improved their workflow? Having to get pushed into another software program, or did that hamper the workflow and they're still unable to process or manage or navigate things like they once did when they were using Aperture? Has it hindered their workflow? And still yet, have they never recovered that same type of usability? Are they still buying old computers and still trying to run that software on there? And I don't know the answer to you, but we're going to have a whole segment just on photo editing software. We're going to keep pushing forward on what's the best, what's the thing people use, why would you use it? Do you just use the built-in software on the iPhone? Why would you want to use something else? Why would you want to pay for an app on your phone or your iPad or your computer, your Windows, your Mac, or whatever the platform you're using? Do you want to get some Adobe Photoshop elements? Are you looking into something of this nature? What are you trying to automate your workflow? Are you trying to do a lot of things quickly? We having a lot of tools ready to go with simple presets. That brings me into the thing that Apple used to have. We're talking about the software, and they used to have a way where you can manage your workflow and automate some kind of things. And I sort of forget the term to that, and I want to see what happened to that. And I'm going to go all the way back in time, and we're also going to talk about, I believe it was Watson. I think it was Watson or something like this. And then what happened, they had the software. Apple came out with something extremely similar, but included it free in their operating system. I want to get some details and information on that and actually talk to anybody that used to work on that software, what they're doing now, what they still think about that situation, and what eventually happened to that in the Apple ecosystem. And did it continue? Did the development continue behind the scenes in different aspects? We want to look at that and what some other software Apple discontinued. You had all the Final Cut stuff years back where it was like Final Cut Pro. I believe you just buy that shit now. But it was like Final Cut Pro, what was it? Final Cut Pro, DVD Studio Pro, Motion, Compressor, I don't know, something like that maybe. Final Cut Pro Studio, remember that shit? So, you remember Final Cut Pro Studio? Let's see, who likes the older Final Cut Pro versus the newer one? I guess it's called Final Cut Pro X, just like Logic. But I want to look at Logic. When Apple acquired Logic, what happened to software teams? They still at the old company? Do they still have separate offices? Was that folded into Apple in California? Where's Apple going in the music industry, the music world? Does Logic get? Do they have some things coming along? There's some other tools and things that nobody's thought about. Is there something that's just going to be great that we are unaware of and really haven't even explored yet? So that's mainly what I'm going to be looking at when I think of that software. Like I said, I think it's Watson. I'll post something up and I'll try to see if I can find anybody, hunt somebody down. I'd like to talk about that. That'd be one of the first things to start from there. I'm going to look at operating system 9. I'd love to have somebody on that just loves 9, keeps using 9, thinks it's better than Mac X. Why is it better? What could have happened? Or is there any development? Has anybody taken any of this old like Apple 9 software? Can you even do that? Is it open source now? And the BOS, operating systems, each operating system is going to at least get its own show, probably multiple shows when we start breaking these things down. Why not? If you're not a software nut, you may not get this, but if you are, then it's all good fun. So Anyway, I'm almost home. That was the Talkathon. It concludes the first official Talkathon. If it didn't record all the way through, we'll be on here and we'll let you know, hey, I'm sorry for it dropping. I believe we're still recording, but the cell phone signal was going in and out. And in fact, that was being broadcast and is being broadcast live if we're still up on the air. Again, I appreciate listening. Had a few struggles and things there today. Sun's going down, but got it in before the sun went down. Otherwise, I'd still be at home. Maybe I took a nap. Maybe I did this. I still got things to do, but that gives me more energy. I can push through this stuff more effectively, minimize the caffeines and these types of things, and just have that natural energy from the hike that we just went on. So anyways, we are just about ready to go. So again, appreciate you listening, and join us anytime. Share with your friends, family, neighbors, people you don't like this episode, you want to piss somebody off, send them an episode. Maybe they like it. Maybe you piss them off. Maybe you just piss them off, right? You've done nothing but piss them off. What do we got here? We got it's a nice day right now, in fact. And we're going to go and eat. We're going to be cooking a lot of stuff tonight. I appreciate you joining me. Again, Talkathon 1, episode 1 is now on the books. And I believe we will just get better from here. How many people do Talkathons, though? Just tell you up front, I'll be talking about what the hell ever. Just going to be talking about what the hell ever. And I'm back. Let's get a few pictures, and I'm out of here. Appreciate you listening again. That was episode 1 of Talkathon.